Hello my beautiful human beings, and today we talk the video game awards while Sombra hacks her way into Overwatch. After an extensive ARG that went on for probably way too long, Overwatch finally has its brand new character in the form of Sombra. Sombra is an offense character that has a few nice abilities to see her move around the battlefield and also disrupt the enemy team. Her main ability is the hack, which allows her to hack an enemy player and stop them from using all of their abilities, which can be a little bit unnerving if you really need to pop that ult off in the most crucial time, and you can't because Sombra's just gone and booped ya right on the nose with a hack. Her other ability is invisibility, that allows her to run through the battlefield unseen and also increases her move speed. However, if she fires or takes damage throughout any of those times, she will decloak. Her ultimate is an area of effect hack, which, like the normal targeted hack, will hack enemy heroes. That means that they can't use their abilities. Oh, and I also should mention that the hack does also apply to health kits, so she can hack a health kit and then you can't use it. You're done. And then she'll be there with this 60 magazine machine pistol to... I've heard her been described a bit like Tracer, but without the dash, blink and rewind mechanic. The other... I keep forgetting things about this character. She also has a little grenade node thing that she can throw out, which she can then teleport to within 15 seconds of that activation. So you can invisible sneak through behind enemy lines, hack a turret, hack the medic supplies, hack the heroes, and then E out of there while dealing some machine pistol damage.
Adios.
The patch didn't just come with Sombra, it came with some other changes as well, including a new arcade mode, which has become a nice gold treasure chest full of loot boxes. The mode does include a 1v1, a 3v3 elimination, and various other 6v6 modes, including a no limits mode, which is what quick play was before this update. Quick play has been changed so that it is now more in line with competitive, so you are not able to have two of the same hero, and it kind of is a bit more like competitive just without the LP and ranking system. So this means if you want to summon the Harambe King and play 6 Winston, you will only be able to do that in arcade mode. And trust me, I have had someone try and do that in one of my games. The treasure chest of loot boxes that you can gain throughout the arcade mode has driven me towards it, but it's also been the 1v1 and 3v3 modes. In 1v1 you start off with a hero each, it's randomly assigned, you are both the same hero, and you have 1 life with that hero. Whoever wins the round. And then you switch to another hero, and that's your next round. It is the first to 5, and then you win. If you win your first game within the week, then you get a loot box. And then if you jump into 3v3 mode, it is a best of 3. You have the 3 heroes on your team, 1 life per round, and best of 3 from there. And it's leading to some interesting meta picks with Soldier, Roadhog, and all those kind of characters that can heal being very interesting within that mode because there's no health packs kind of lying around. So it becomes interesting having a character like Soldier where you can pop your heals down and also help your team a bit more than Soldier would typically do in a normal game of Overwatch. You also get loot boxes for every 3 games that you win in the arcade mode, up to 3 times, and it resets every week. And I think we are just at the cusp of another week, which means we can win more loot boxes. But in all seriousness, it's adding another side to Overwatch, which is fantastic. Some people do not like the competitive side, and they can jump into arcade mode and have some fun. My one gripe with it right now is that we still don't have a way to 1v1 friends, or people from your friend list, within that Eco Point Antarctica mode. There is no option for it in Skirmish, and it should seem pretty easy to just queue up and have a 1v1 between each other, but that's not there. Apparently, it is coming, but there isn't really much that's been said about that. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting until that day that I can wreck one of my friends. Moving off of Overwatch, it is coming that time of the year when we're getting video game awards. And nothing says the end of the year like the big budget video game awards with our lovely, lovely face of Jeff Keighley. Jeff Keighley. Last year was really my first time live streaming and watching the event. It was pretty good, and it just seems to be one of the bigger Game of the Year awards and kind of more mass market ones. You do get all of your sponsorships and things, but it is nice and laid out. The nominees for the Game Awards have been revealed with a lot of the similar categories that you would have come to know and love from last year. The big nomination for Game of the Year going towards Doom, Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Those are some pretty good titles we've had over the year. It's nice to see Titanfall 2 getting some recognition, especially after I praised love towards it last week. And it's also good to see a lot of the shooters been getting love, with Doom, Overwatch and Titanfall 2 being all of those ones there. Uncharted 4 seems to be appearing a lot, and I didn't play Uncharted 4, but from what it's up against, it seems like it might not get as many awards, but for those who have loved Uncharted, I believe Naughty Dog put a lot of effort into that game. It's good to see it get recognised in some capacity, although it is filling up a lot of slots. TechRaptor reported on the removal of those games, but we still don't have any clear indication as to why they have been removed from the nominations. It could come down to something to do with copyright or something to do with Nintendo. They do say that Nintendo is on the board for the Game Awards, but they don't have any effect on who is nominated or who is put forward. It is possible that there is something going on there, but we don't have any clear indications as of right now. So it'll be interesting to follow. Will you be watching the Game Awards when it hits in December? I probably will be, and I'll try and report my best on it as well. There are a lot of other categories in the Game Awards, which you can check the nominations at the link here, or I'll leave it down in the description. Check those out, find out who you're rooting for, and maybe let me know what you think's going to win this year. Lastly, we wish a very happy birthday to Super Smash Bros. Melee. The party game is now 15 years old and is still going strong to this day. In all seriousness, the competitive game is still going strong after 15 years, and it's been great to see this community continue to grow. I've been very fortunate to also be part of that community at some point within the last year, and I actually do think that it is my favourite Smash game. So happy birthday, and lovely cake for you. Now, on to important matters. This is the second week of attempting this video game show, and it seems fitting that we start giving it a name. And that's where you come in. Now, I need your help to think of a name for this show. I'm also working around the constraints of time. I was initially planning on thinking of this as doing a Monday show, but I usually film and edit on the Monday, and as of last week, it took me from about 10 o'clock when I started filming and editing. I finished it at 5 o'clock, and then it finished uploading at 9 o'clock. So it's looking like it might be Tuesday uploads for this. So maybe you can keep that in mind when you're thinking of a name, or just any kind of name that's good for the show. Leave it below in the comments or in social media, wherever you are watching this, and we'll try and have a name by next week. Thanks again so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next video. So it turns out while doing that little intro skit, I actually managed to knock off one of my keys on the keyboard, but let's make sure we fix that up.